So show us the nails.
Don't get a close-up of my nails right
No,
now. Listen, I've been on the road. I'm going to do like this.
but we see a pop of color.
Yeah.
What was the impetus for it?
Expression.
Expression.
Yeah, expression. You know, I'm creative. I'm expressive. And there's so many ways to do that.
Your nails look better than mine.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
They do.
Don't do that.
So when are we getting the new manicure?
You know, I'm working on, I'm thinking about, I'm actually thinking about jumping into the nail line. Like,
Oh, really?
world. I've been thinking about it.
Let me back that up for 1 second.
I'm thinking about, I'm actually thinking about jumping.
What's wrong with this man? Why would you come on an interview with green nails? Yo, who's walking around with nail color on their nails? He got a black nail, he got a green nail. What's wrong with this man? I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. Let me stop acting like I don't know what's going on. Let me stop.
Into the nail line. Like,
Oh,
world.
really?
I've been thinking about it.
Did he just say
I'm actually thinking about jumping into the nail line. Like,
Oh,
world.
really?
I've been thinking about it. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. Like, I've been in it so long, and I'm like, you know what? It could be a good time, but I got some cool ideas that I'm exploring.
So this is breaking news.
Actually, I didn't tell you guys. I've been having some conversations on my own about exploring. I got a couple of ideas, and one of my ideas is one of my favorite things to do when it comes to this is actually sitting down with my daughter and getting my nails painted and painting hers. That's the time. That's the time that we get to connect.
Right.
Me doing something that she loves and also that I love.
Yo, fellas, be very, very careful what you subject yourself to, the people that you surround yourself with, the cultures that you embrace, the social norms that you think make sense. They don't. They don't. I do truly believe that in some capacity or some form or fashion, we are living in the last days. We are 100% living in the last days, and that there are people that actually support Dwayne Wade. There's people, his podcast is actually trash. His podcast is trash. His podcast, he got all that he was going to get as far as popularity when it comes to the numbers, like as far as the initial subscribers. But when it comes to his ability to be able to create content, a lot of these guys don't have it. And so, I'm very glad that a lot of them are experiencing some of the things they're experiencing as far as creating content, because it's just not slapping on that front. But when it comes to masculinity and what we promote in popular culture, I think that it's unfortunate. I do. I respect his game on the court. I think that he's definitely one of the greatest of all time to do it, especially at his position. But when it comes to what he's promoting off the court, and this is why I say that life is a business, as far as everything has always been influencer marketing. From the very beginning, when these guys were in the 90s and the 80s and the 2000s, and their ability to be able to push a product or sell a narrative or get you to buy into something socially, it has always been influencer marketing. The only difference is that now we have social media at a larger scale to even a playing field to determine whether or not we could even get our thoughts off in the same way that they used to be marketed and promoted to the masses. And so I think that he's completely wrong, 100% wrong, as far as what he's selling to the masses. What you do in your own little household, that's your business. I honestly believe that that's your business. You have the right to make whatever decision that you want to make in your life. But when we start to talk about influence, and we start to talk about impact, and we start to talk about what's normalized and what's not normalized, I think that we then have to bring these people to the front of the congregation, because they are not representing what's in our best interest. Our men need to be having masculine examples. We so far away from what is right and what is wrong that we've now turned culture on its head to mean right is wrong and wrong is right. So if you stand for something and you actually criticize it because he doesn't hold just the way that you're able to communicate what you want to think, and I'm with that. I don't believe in censorship. You're not above criticism when you decide to share that across social media platforms, especially when you're somebody like a Dwayne Wade. Especially when you're somebody like a Dwayne Wade. Yo, we don't even check for his podcast to review some of the crazy stuff that he would say. He teasing his new nail line. That is the headline. That is the tagline from what I've seen when people sent this to me in my email from social media, that he's promoting the possibility of a new nail line. Why would a man? Because there's some stuff that's just reserved for women, And then I believe that there's other things that should be reserved for men. I think that there always should be a double standard. There always has been a double standard. And I think that there always will be a double standard. Why are we celebrating and why are we promoting the things that are worse for us? And any man that is celebrating and following Dwayne Wade, I seen Obama. I seen a video of Obama and he was over there talking to Dwayne Wade and I think it was Carmelo Anthony or whatever. Why do we as men celebrate and push this narrative of femininity amongst ourselves? Why don't we, the same way that we say that we should bring shaming back when it comes to having children out of wedlock or becoming a single baby mama intentionally, the same way that we say that we need to bring shame back into our households because we have no standards anymore, how come we don't hold these people accountable? How come we don't start having conversations about the fact that this guy don't represent us? He don't represent us. He don't represent what black men are supposed to be, in my personal opinion. He is 100% wrong. And then they want to cloak it under the guise of, well, this is the way that I bond with my daughter. No, this is the way that the daughter should bond with her mother. Let me say it again for the people in the back. This is the way that daughters should bond with their mothers. I'm never going to let my daughter paint my toenails or my fingernails. Ditto for your son. And now he's lining up potentially. We don't know whether it's going to be successful or not or whatever. But he's lining up potentially to get another bag, some more money, and capitalize off of what's happening in society by saying that he's coming out with a nail line. And y'all think this makes sense? Y'all think that this is logical? Y'all think that this is something that we should just let them do what they want to do? No, we can have an opinion too. I'm never going to stop somebody from being able to promote and then make as much money as they possibly can if it's people that support them. But at the same time, I will voice my opinion when I think that it is culturally wrong, when it's impacting us in a negative way, and it's not adding value into our lives. Because in this instance, in this example, all money is not good money. And I bet that there will be women that line up out there to go and buy his fingernail polish. And maybe they'll even cloak it and disguise it under the framing it like, well, no, this is really his daughter's line, but Dwayne Wade is supporting it. No, this is your line. This is your line. And I'm never going to say that somebody is something that they're not. So I'm not going to assume what it is, as far as whatever sexually, that don't have nothing to do with me. I'm only going to speak to the talking point. I'm only going to speak to the thing that we have in front of us. I think that this was disrespectful. I think that he's been displaying this type of activity for a long time. And it's nonsense. And we need to start having an uncomfortable conversation about who our leaders are and why we follow them. And just because you was good on the basketball court don't mean that you're a great ambassador for what men are. I'm curious as to what y'all think. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace, man.